So everyone in this call, you are warmly welcomed. This is a Superstars team members training. We agreed that we must train very hard if we are to make our business easy. Those who don't train, they have hard time, extremely hard time. And by the way, you cannot go very far without training. So let's make sure that we are training very, very hard. So today, as we had shared on our platform, on our walls, WhatsApp, our topic is the psychology of presentation. And you see, we say that if you really want to grow your business, then you must do as many presentations as possible. We divide our business into two main parts. The first one is points that you get from your own orders, be it for your own use or for customers. That is personal PVs, and that takes 10% of your business, or the business you do. 10% goes to that. The other 10% goes to training, where you work on yourself, you get the right skills and so on and so forth, like we are doing tonight. Now that is already 20%. The remaining 80%, is meant for building a team. And today's topic is geared towards that, helping you to build a team. And that is the psychology of presentation. Last time we covered in depth prospecting, majorly cold market, but also warm market. And once you've done that, then you invite your friends, your prospects to a presentation. And whether it is one-on-one or it is a group presentation, the psychology of presentation is very, very important. So allow me to share my screen so that I can take us through that session. It should be coming up in a few seconds. Right. Okay, there we are. So, all right. So yeah, psychology of presentation. You'll agree with me that when we invite guests, they come to our meetings with some expectation, and not just expectation, sometimes with the reservations. You may want to think about when you were invited the first time. I have heard some of us say, you know, when I was invited, I just went to please my friend. I went having decided that I'm not going to buy into whatever they are going to say. So people come with some invisible shields. And so how you break that and go past that is very critical. You've got to dismantle that shield from their minds. And that is how you find some churches, if you allow me to use that kind of an analogy. You'll find very big churches, a preacher preaching the same gospel, using the same Bible, and gets a very big following, and another one using the same Bible, preaching the same content, but getting 3 members under a tree. Now, that tells you that really it's about psychology, how you're able to penetrate into the hearts and minds of individuals. Think about our sponsoring in our business. Some of us are able to sponsor so many people within a very single month. And you see, like this month, some of us have sponsored massively already. Yet others, and the majority, will struggle to get one. I pray that by the end of this presentation, you will be able to be among the top sponsors in the world. So, psychology of presentation. We have 4 parts. We have 4 parts in a presentation, and they follow the order in which I will be sharing them. The very first one is what we call identification. People buy you before they buy the opportunity. Until they identify with you, until they say, wow, he's just like us, he's just like myself. Until you win them from the opposition side to be on your side. From being skeptical to being, to accept what you are sharing with them. Until then, you just be wasting time. Sometimes you are in a hurry to present. You've invited someone, you sit down and you now start presenting. Our business goes like X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. And you've lost them from the word go. In fact, they say the very first few seconds, 3, 4, 5 seconds, are the most important part or time of a presentation. Think about that. The very first 3, 4, 5 seconds are the most important, because if you connect with your audience in the first few seconds, then you are likely to go with them all the way to the end of the presentation. If you lose them at the very first few seconds, then you'll be moving with people who are sleeping, operating their phones, distracted audience. So identification, therefore, is very critical, ladies and gentlemen. Identification is where you welcome your friends, your guests in a warm way and tell them who you are. We are assuming that perhaps they don't know you so well. I love doing it this way. When I get on stage, even before I tell them anything, including my name, I love first thanking them for their time, for being there. So I'll say something like, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for finding time to be here in this meeting. I am aware that we are all very busy. We feel honored and humbled that you sacrificed your time, left other important things so that you can be here. On my own behalf and on behalf of the people who invited you, I want to say a big thank you. My name, and then I continue. Because the very first few seconds, when you really attract them, you are like a magnet. From that point, and you see, when you are talking about them, when you are thanking them, when you are appreciating them, when you make them feel so important, what they are doing is they are nodding like this. And you want them to start nodding positively in the very first few seconds. I hope that is very clear. So in the identification, again, you tell them who you are. I'm Kariuki Josphat, married to Piaros Cherotich, and we are blessed with 4 children. And they're the reason why we built this business very seriously. Now, at least they know who I am. I will go ahead and tell them that before this opportunity, I was an employee. I was teaching in the university. But I was struggling financially. I was, lagging behind my bills. And I knew my future will never be good until I do something. So you see now what I've done up to that point, I have made my audience to feel that I am just like them. or in other words, we also call it being vulnerable, so that they don't feel like you are an angel who just was dropped from heaven. So the minute they feel that you are just like them, or they are just like you, then they are likely now to follow you. That is identification. Be vulnerable, let them feel that you are not special, and so they can also be able to succeed. So now you are dismantling the imaginary, the unseen shield that we talked about, that they've worn. That defense that they are saying within their hearts, I'm not going to take anything they offer. I'm not going to join them. I'm not going to buy anything. Now you start breaking that barrier very, very easily. Right. That is the first part. Can we go to the second part? And that is logic and reason. Logic and reason. You want them to now start getting why you invited them to the meeting. So this is where you, like for us Superstars team, we are able to quickly share our vision and our mission. We tell them our mission is to help individuals to start their own business so that they can attain financial freedom, enjoy a better lifestyle, and travel around the world. Does that make sense to anyone in the audience? Definitely it does. Definitely it does. So now you are answering the question, what is innate for me? What is innate for me? You see, every single guest who attends your meeting, even if it's on a one-on-one, they are asking that question so loudly without opening their mouth. What is innate for me? Oh, so I'll be able to start my own business that can give me financial freedom. I am in. I'm going to live a better lifestyle. I'm in. Okay. Of course, at the very beginning, if it is one-on-one, you want first to know their needs. So if it is health, you will approach it from the health perspective. In a group meeting, you can't do it that way. You'll have to go through all the three main parts of a presentation: health, wealth, and lifestyle. And it is not difficult to do that. Just tell them, in our opportunity, we follow the World Health Organization, which guides us on how to live a healthy life. And then you show them the wellness triangle, that you should do exercises, take lots of whole grains, lots of fruits and vegetables to boost your immunity, reduce on proteins, and do away with fats and sugars or reduce completely. But we do the other way around. And that is what poses chronic diseases threat. And that affects our cells, so that our cells are no longer healthy. A healthy cell should be able to allow nutrients to go in and waste to go out, because the cell membrane is soft and permeable. But when we have inverted the triangle, our cells are unhealthy. The cell membrane is hard and not permeable. Nutrients cannot go in and waste cannot go out. Now, you are providing logic. Anyone can be able to see that logic. And in fact, you are making them to think with you. Oh, that is exactly how I do things, by the way. That's how we do things ordinarily. So it makes sense. When you go to, say, the financial part, again, you want to show them how they can be able to earn additional income. That logical part of it is very important. Now, we got to number 3. Very, very important. And this is what will make them to really feel like I have to be part of this. And that is attack the problem. If you allow me, I will say, in fact, you are attacking them indirectly. This is what we also call threatening them. You threaten the person so that they can discover they are in trouble. Many people are in trouble, but they are not aware. All right? So you want to expose the problem they are in so that they can now look at themselves as, I'm in danger and I really need a solution. So how do you attack people indirectly? This is the best way of doing it. Don't attack them directly. Talk about either yourself, the way you are suffering, or how people out there are suffering. But remember, the minute you talk about your own experience, how life was before, that vulnerability is the most powerful part of it. But if it doesn't apply, then you may talk in the general sense, how people are struggling out there. Let me give you an example. When I am presenting the financial part of the business, in order to attack them indirectly, I will tell them this. You see, when I was working as a full-time lecturer in the university, a good job. My wife also had a good job. After working for 7 good years, we discovered that we were getting farther away from our dreams. And the more we worked, the more broke we became. We discovered that our income was getting finished before the month was finished. Have you ever found yourself in that situation? You see, now, I've told them what was happening to me, a very, very sad scenario, and now I'm bringing them to that reality. And even if I don't do that, they've already connected with me. Internally, they are nodding and saying, oh my God, that is exactly where I am. I would tell them, I was tired of paying rent here in Nairobi. You know what? I'm asking them indirectly, aren't you tired of paying rent in Nairobi? I asked myself, did I come to Nairobi just to pay rent? You know, I'm asking them that question indirectly. You know, my children were in the very normal schools. Yet I had desired to take them to the best schools. Attacking them indirectly. I looked at the taxes that, you know, how my salary was being taxed, so that after all the deductions, what was remaining at the bottom there was pathetic, very pathetic. And you know what? I'm telling them indirectly, look at your payslip. How is it? That's how you attack people indirectly. And the minute you do that, they are now soft to listen to the solution. For health, very easy. The minute you tell someone, you see, the way we are eating in this inverted triangle manner, we are the next candidates of these chronic diseases. You see, people are living up to 70 just the other day. Today, if someone lives even up to 50, they are lucky. You know, you are threatening them indirectly. Now, once you've done that very effectively, ladies and gentlemen, you are ready to go to the next level. And this is where you provide a solution. So number 4 there, provide a solution. You don't threaten people and leave them scared and almost getting heart attacks. No. Immediately you have scare them like that, and it's not just scaring them, it's not threatening them just for the sake. You are just showing them the reality. The minute now you are at that point, provide a solution. And this is how finally you do it. You use the formula we call feel, felt, found. Triple F. Triple F. If you got me, just to be sure that we are flowing together, you can chat down the triple F, the meaning, feel, felt, found. And then I tell you how you use it. Feel, felt, found. A very powerful way of providing a solution. Feel, felt, found. You are telling them, you are checking on how they feel. You are exposing their feelings. And then you tell them you also felt the same. And then you tell them the solution you found. So let me give you an example. Someone tells me, I feel so tired of my job, having worked for all these years and not much to show. Now, when I start responding to that, I will tell them, I know what you feel. I know what you feel. I felt the same. In fact, 14 years ago, I was feeling like, am I going back to that job again? So I felt the same. But God is good. Someone shared an opportunity that changed my financial status for good. So that is, I found an opportunity that changed my life for good. Look at that. Very powerful. Feel, felt, found. The minute you tell them what you found, the solution you found, they are now waiting to understand that solution. Let me show you how it works. Now, the minute you've gone up to that point, let me show you how it works. Then you are as good as done. If you've done the preliminary steps very well, now you're providing the solution to someone who is very ready. There is no chance of not taking up the opportunity. Of course, maybe time allowing, next time we'll look at how do you do a very powerful close after you've shown them the solution. How do you make the presentation? How do you close it so powerfully? Again, let me just give you a clue. Again, you close by threatening them, showing them why they must join now. And this is how I do it personally, and it has worked for me. I tell them, you know what? A year from today, you take up this opportunity, this solution. A year from today, you thank yourself. Or I can do it in this other way. There are some people we were shown this opportunity with 14 years ago. Some took it up. We've been traveling around the world together, enjoying life, now financially free. But you would believe it. There are some who say they are busy and they never started the business. Guess what? Up to date, they are still busy, having achieved nothing beyond where they were. You see, I'm just telling them indirectly that if you claim to be busy and you don't take up this opportunity, then you will be busy forever. I will tell them this. You see, registration is less than $100 US. Guess what? We've used more than that before in ways that we can never even remember, isn't it? Why not use it here? And children and grandchildren to come, generations to come after you will live to remember and to thank you, and they will say, they are ever lived